Canterbury plains look more like an irrigator graveyard since last week's storm. Winds of up to 140 kilometres an hour, felling trees and causing power cuts to many in the region.
Yeah, no, it was pretty bad. I mean, it's obviously the strongest winds we've seen here, they're saying, for 40 years. I mean, we do get strong nor'west winds here from time to time, but when you see trees toppling over as you're walking around, it was getting pretty strong.
It's estimated around 800 irrigators were blown over and damaged. Facing them into the wind didn't help, where the wind came from several directions, and even irrigators behind windbreaks weren't safe. You don't have to go far to see the widespread damage in the region. On this highway between Christchurch and Ashburton, there's upturned trees like this one the whole way along. On the board of Irrigation New Zealand is Mark Slee, who runs 2,500 dairy cows in Hinds.
We've been fortunate that we've just lost two corner arms off two pivots. If you have a look around the district, unfortunately there's pivots that have completely toppled over, and you'd be looking at hundreds of thousands of dollars.
It's common knowledge by now that new parts for damaged irrigators will take 6 to 8 weeks to arrive from the United States. But the real problem, just now starting to be discussed, is repairing the damaged irrigators once the parts arrive.
There's talk of bringing in offshore staff from the US, hopefully, and Australia that may be able to help with that have got the technical skills that can help with this, putting things back together.
How many more staff do you think we'll need in the area?
That's a good question. An average pivot takes probably 4 or 5 days to put together with all the right people and the team, and one team of people can actually put a centre pivot, a pretty large pivot together in probably less than a week.
Times that by 800 and you have a real problem on your hands.
It's quite likely that it could take, it could stretch out. I've asked that question now and they don't actually know. So the guys that we deal with have said, well, they can't really put a figure on it at the moment because it's just, it's so unknown how long it's going to take. But it could be a serious issue that putting a lot of these farms into a drought situation.
The good news is that although 800 is a hefty number, it's only around 10% of irrigators in the region, meaning the majority of farmland is unaffected, and many farmers were insured.
When it comes to events, there's going to be a high approval rate. I think anyone. It's not going to take a lot of rocket science to actually see what's actually happened. As long as clients have taken due care, to try to prevent these things from occurring, I'd imagine the approval rate will be through the roof.
But it's still a 10% loss in production which won't be covered by insurance, and with rural insurer FMG taking a big hit, premiums are also likely to rise.
The reality is that irrigators are a big ticket claim item, and I'd imagine as a result of, especially with this event, that there would be changes to the way that we charge it.
John Watson in Canterbury for the Daily Report.